All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, JW, Emma, Roger, Chip, Joe, Sonny. Thanks tons for being here. Appreciate it. On this Tuesday morning before the market opens up, August 27, 2024. Hey, I want to remind everybody that John is on deck for public e-learning tonight, so everyone is invited over in the free trading room there. So 8 p.m. Eastern. Hey, I want to congratulate everybody that was in this U. That thing is working out pretty good. We came up to the first target area yesterday. That's looking really good. I'm not in it. I never was in it. I'm gonna shop for that pullback here. I've got it on a watch list to keep an eye on it for that pullback, and then continue that trend up. But super trade here for anybody that was in that. So congratulations. Hey, let's take a quick look at the SPY here. So I see we're pulling back a little bit here on the SPY, which is, I mean, it's normal chart activity. For one, I think today's going to be pretty soft overall, just like yesterday. Nothing really hard going on in the market overall. There may be individual charts that really pop up and they may really pop down, but overall, I think the market's going to be kind of soft. Until NVDA reports, there's just so much hype about NVIDIA, both, up or down, and it's in everybody's sight right now. So, pretty soft here, but price here, it's still above the T-line. T-line is still above the trend indicator. This low right here, 554, 88, if you want to get, let's see, low 54.98, and that low over there would be lower. There we go, 54.73. If we get below those lows, then there's a good chance we get down here to the trend indicator or the green dots, for somebody that doesn't know what that is. There's a really good chance of that. And then, if we start peeling back, there's the 50-period moving average, and there's a gap. But when you look at this chart, I mean, that's certainly some shorts can be had, absolutely. But overall, if we were, here, let me make that a little bit bigger. If we were to rally up like we have done, and if we were to pull back to the 50 or fill that gap right in here, man, that's a beautiful chart setup. Although we will need the bulls to step in, okay? We will need that. So keep that in mind right here. If we take a look at the Qs real quick, Qs, they're I don't know, they're not quite as good as the SPY, to tell you the truth. They're looking a little peaked here, and they look like they just might sneak down in here, maybe today or tomorrow, and then who knows what's going to happen when NVIDIA reports in here. But Qs are looking pretty much like, unless something changes when the market opens up. Well, we've got this bearish engulf here, and so far we have, I'm going to say, very minor follow through because it's just not crashing through. We're still above the trend indicator, but I got to tell you, unless something changes, today, I would suspect we get down to the trend indicator here. Might even turn one of that dot red today. All right, so want to watch that. A few charts that I'm kind of watching for the watch list, and well, let me get through VXX. I mean, it's on my radar, not to buy, but just to watch. So VXX price is still, VIX is still under the T-line. T-line is still under the trend indicator. We don't have any great big buy signal here just yet. If we take a look at the hourly chart, that's what I'm kind of watching. What I don't want is I don't want those red dots to turn green. And for goodness sakes, I don't want to be over, we'll call it 47. Because if we get over 47, now we have this low, high. We're going to have pretty much a double bottom. And if we break out, then we're going to have a low, high, higher low, or double bottom, and a higher high. And we don't want that to start. So A little caution if we get, above 47 on VXX there. So keep an eye on that. I don't know if anybody's watching some silver here. I've got this on the watch list, waiting for a buy signal is what I'm doing. I get that buy signal, and then I'm going to look to buy that. Then I've got some targets up here: 22.30, 23, 23.75. So on PAAS, let's do this. Let's keep that red. There we go. So, we rally up, we pull back, test the dotted deuce, and then here we just kind of consolidated. I mean, overall, the chart is doing exactly what you would want it to do. And then here's, we come into this high, and then there's a little box that it's printing right now. So kind of that pop out of the box setup. And I'm just waiting for that buy signal. And it could, it very well could drop a little lower. I'm still going to wait for that buy signal in there. SLV might be one to also take a look at. And then you're getting, the ETF in there. And you can see how that chart is working out. Low to a high to a higher low. We flipped from red to green, went to a high to a higher low. We came up and really couldn't break out. So we're doing that little consolidation dance here. So this is one that I think, watch for that buy signal. That little box from the high down to the trend indicator is, 3.66%. So, watch for your buy signal in here. I would like to see it pull back a tiny bit more, but buying in here would be perfectly fine with me. The upper range, providing we get that buy signal, and then I'd want that breakout on that. Apple, still holding Apple. Targets on Apple are still up here at 132, 15, 132.20 in that area, and then followed by 237.50 up here. If Apple pulls back a little bit, I'll probably even add more to it than I have. So I'm kind of watching that as well. Congratulations for those that were in Cliff. We saw Cliff yesterday in 3 different pieces. The highest piece was, I think, over 40%. So now Cliff, I'm waiting for that pullback. Just have it on a scanner on a watch list, waiting for it. Watching for a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a pullback, and then I'm going to look to buy more on this. You can see how it went from this major downtrend, created this bottom, and then rallied up. We went from the red dots to the green dots. So the trend is starting to change a little bit. T-line's not quite over the trend indicator yet. So we get that pullback, the T-line will still climb up, and that'll create a little more momentum in it. Still looking for targets up here a little bit higher, just trading the rallies and the pullbacks on it. VFC. Take a look at VFC here. Daily chart, I think that is really looking pretty good. We gapped down, put in this belt hold, rallied up, and now we're consolidating. I think the weekly, here's the weekly. Look at the way those candlesticks are setting up. I mean, to me, this just shows that the buyers are kind of hungry for this. Big old hammer down here, low, high, higher low, pop up over the 50 period moving average. The sellers had a chance to take it down right here, but the buyers just scooped it up. So VFC is looking pretty good. $20, maybe $21 in here. Then about 23.45, 23.50 area for that next target. Let's see, Abbott. I've actually got quite a list here. I didn't realize that. For those that are hanging on to Abbott for a little bit here, it's been a pretty good little trade. It's one I've got, and it looks like we're popping up even more today a little bit. So there's a pretty good chance that I take some profits off of Abbott today, especially if it reaches that 113.70, 75 target up here. But Abbott is doing a pretty good job. So congratulations to those, though, for those that are in it. Maybe the only downside to Abbott really is that it's not a big money maker. It really isn't. If you just take, if you bought somewhere in these lows up to where it is right now, that's only 5%. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean only 5%. But you just think that after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, it should be up a little bit more percent-wise. But it's just not a big, it's not a fast money maker. I should say that. It's not a fast money maker. Kind of a slow, steady eddy so far on Abbott. Targets 113, 70, 75. Like I say, I'm likely to pull some off the table today somewhere in here. Then maybe up here in that 115, and then followed by maybe 117 up there. Something like that. So NVDA, everybody's watching NVIDIA. We've got this bearish engulf here that does not have follow through yet. And I have a hard time looking at this short right now. I really do. It just, because the chart is doing exactly what you would want a bullish chart to do. We've rallied up, and then all we're doing is consolidating. Now, of course, if you're kind of watching it, on a 5-minute chart, that candle probably got you all hyped up to go short, and same with this one right here. Yesterday, probably got you all hyped up to go short. But the reality is, it's just moving sideways right now. It's just not a bearish trade at this point. Of course, those earnings, who knows? Who knows? First thing about earnings is that, a stock can report very positive, what you might think is positive earnings. And, the market itself may not like it. And just the opposite, NVIDIA could report something kind of crappy, which probably not likely. But, they may come out, they could come out and say, well, we don't see future sales, all that great. And you would think, well, okay, that's not so good. But the stock could just kick it right up. It's all about what the market thinks, not about the earnings. It's not. It's about what the market thinks. John, you're thinking weekly. Let's take a look at that weekly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the weekly here. We've got this bearish candle in here so far, but it's not. I don't think it's bad at all. When you think of it, the normal movement of a market, we move up and we move back, and I think sometimes we get lost on this move back. We get lost on things like, oh, well, we can't make, the downtrend is like that. All I can say is thank goodness we can break downtrends. Otherwise, it'd be no stock market. It'd be zero. Think of all the stocks that, if we didn't ever break downtrends, there'd be no stock market. So, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It's all about earnings, though. It's going to be all about the earnings. So, anyway, I still like NVIDIA. I'm even considering buying a little bit, very little bit, one contract, a NVIDIA to the long side. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just considering it. I think I've covered everything here. Yeah. All right. I think I've got everything covered. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. The market will kick off here in about 30 minutes, so let's all meet back up, okay? Be very cautious today. Like I say, the market is likely to be very soft. Soft with some jerkiness in some charts, trying to shake you all out and everything. I forgot to even talk about T2123, but you can see the hourly chart is still bullish here on the bottom right. That means the broader market is working. So a lot of the tech stocks, the Mag 7, they're not exactly ripping to the upside. But the broader market is starting to broaden out a little bit. And, I just realized let's go look at IWM. Sorry to be a space cadet this morning. Look at IWM here. I've said for some time that IWM is bullish. Let's look at this weekly chart. If you just step back and, the jerkiness and choppiness of price action, if you just step back a little bit, that's a bullish chart, right? That's trending, and it's trending in the right direction. It is a bit temperamental. Every time the market kind of sneezes or some piece of news or something, it kind of wobbles around a little bit. Well, look at it now. We're up. We made that high. We pulled back all in one day, and then we just started to roll right up. Look at this nice consolidation right here. This is that great consolidation. And when you think about it, consider that consolidation. Look where it consolidated. Look at that. Right there at a little bit of price resistance. Again, thank goodness a stock can break through trend lines and break through resistance. We just wouldn't have a stock market if it didn't. And here we are up. So boom, boom. Watch for the buyers to come in. And if they don't come in, we'll clearly see it with price, and we'll clearly see it if we break down through the T-line and trend indicator. And remember, if we were to here, let me get rid of this. There we go. If price comes down and breaks through the T-line, I would take this bet every single time. We're going to come down to that green dot, which that green dot will move a tiny bit here, move up actually, even if price is still moving down. And if we fail that, the next line of defense is going to be about that 50-period moving average. And that's just using moving averages in here. So, and then there's a little bit of a gap right in here. So we want to watch that a little bit. Anyway, overall, I think IWM is still bullish. All right. Sorry to keep going too long here. We'll see you guys in about 25 minutes when the market opens up. Alrighty. Take care. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.